Hi everyone, welcome to today's session on time, speed and distance, second sheet. So straight away let us start questions. I think there are 20 questions in this sheet. See first question, if A travels at 50 km per hour, he reaches his destination at 4 p.m. and if he increases his speed to 60 kilometer per hour, he reaches 1 hour earlier. 1 hour earlier. Then find the distance he has to travel to reach his destination. Find the distance he has to travel to reach his destination. Please see here. What is given? Please see. If A travels at 50 km per hour, he reaches his destination at 4 p.m. and if he increases his speed to 60 km per hour, so this is first speed, this is second speed. So speeds are in the ratio 5:6. 5:6. Thereby times taken will be in the ratio 6:5. 6:5 because the same distance is traveled. Okay, initial speeds 50 and 60. The speeds in the ratio 5:6. The speed and time are inversely proportional. Thereby the times in the ratio 6:5. Now what is given? When the speed is increased to 60, it has taken 1 hour less. So initially it is taking 6 parts time. When speed is increased, it is taking 5 parts. So this is the 1 part less. This 1 part less is given as 1 hour. This 1 part is given as 1 hour. Then find the distance he has to travel to reach the destination. So what do you understand? If 1 part is 1 hour, 6 parts would be 6 hours. 6 parts would be 6 hours. So in the first case it is taking 6 hours time. In the first case what is the speed? 50. Thereby distance is equal to speed in the first case 50, time in the first case 6, 50 into 6 which is 300 kilometer. So 300 kilometer is the distance that has been traveled in both the cases with different speeds. Now, second question. Please see here. A man travels from his house to office. If he travels at 5 km per hour, he will reach his office 2 minutes late. If he travels at 6 km per hour, he will reach his office 5 minutes early. 5 minutes early. Then find the distance between his house and office. Also find the speed at which he should travel to reach his office exactly on time. Please understand here, in both the cases same distance is traveled. In the first case the speed is 5, in the second case the speed is 6. So when the speed is increased, he is able to save here 2 minutes late, here 5 minutes early. So total 7 minutes would have been saved. So d by 5 minus d by 6 is nothing but 7 minutes. Okay, for the time in this case difference is 7 minutes. So from this what you get? 6d minus 5d, d by 30. So d is equal to 7 by 2. 7 by 2 means 3.5. Thereby the distance is 3.5 kilometer. And time taken to cover this 3.5 kilometer at a speed of 5 kilometer per hour. Time is equal to 0.7 hour. 0.7 hour means 0.7 into 60 minutes, which is 42 minutes. Right? Now what is the speed? What is the speed? So required speed would be how much you are going to get here. Please understand, speed is equal to how much time it is taking to cover this 3.5 kilometer at a speed of 5 kilometer per hour. It is taking 0.7 hour 42 minutes. So how do you get the speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. Time is here how much? 42 minutes. 42 by 60. So if you simplify this, it is nothing but 3.5 into 60, which is 210 by 42, which is nothing but, already I think he has given now. Already it is given. So see, it is taking 2 minutes late here. 2 minutes late means the actual time would be 40 minutes only. Are you following or not? In this case, it is taking 42 minutes. 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late means the actual time would be 40 minutes only. So 40 by 60. 40 by 60, which is 210 divided by 40. So how much you are going to get? 5.25. 5.25. So answer is the actual speed to reach the place in right time is 5.25 kilometer per hour. Now third question. If a person increases his speed by 25%, he reaches the office 12 minutes early. Find the time taken by the person to reach office if he decreases his speed by 25%. Please see here, if a person increases his speed by 25%, he reaches his office 12 minutes early. 12 minutes early. So see, the speeds, original speed 100, increasing 25%. So speeds ratio is 4:5. Thereby times taken ratio 5:4. Yes or no? When the speed is increased by 25%, he reaches the office 12 minutes early. So here he is taking one part less. That one part is given as 12 minutes. 12 minutes. So the actual time taken is 5 parts, which is 60 minutes. Which is 60 minutes. Find the time taken. Find the time taken by the person to reach the office if his speed is decreased by 25%. So if the speed is decreased by 25%, if 100 is the original speed, decreased by 25%, so the ratio of the speed should be 4:3. Thereby times taken has to be in the ratio 3:4. And the actual time taken 3 parts is already obtained as 60 minutes. If 3 parts is 60, then 4 parts would be how much? If 3 parts is 60, 4 parts would be 80. So answer is 80 minutes. Answer is 80 minutes. I hope it is clear. Next, question number 4. The distance between Mumbai and Delhi is 1440 kilometer. Two persons A and B started simultaneously from Mumbai towards Delhi. B took 6 hours less than A to reach Delhi. Instead, A travels at twice his speed. He reaches Delhi 6 hours earlier than B. Find the speed of B. Find the speed of B. See here, once again, read the question clearly. The distance between Mumbai and Delhi is 1440 kilometer. Two persons A and B started simultaneously from Mumbai towards Delhi. What is given? B took 6 hours less than A to reach Delhi. Instead, if A travels at twice his speed, he reaches Delhi 6 hours earlier than B. So what does it mean? If A's speed is double, he takes 6 hours less than the time he usually takes to reach Delhi. So as the speed is doubled, time is half of the original time. So as the speed of A is double, the time taken by A would be half of the original time, that is T by 2. The T by 2 is how much? 12. The T by 2 is how much? 12. So T is equal to 24. The actual time taken is 24 hours. So thereby the speed of B would be 1440 divided by 18, which is how much here? It is 80 kilometer per hour. 80 kilometer per hour. So answer is 80 kilometer per hour. Is it clear? Next, question number 5. A person travels certain distance at 40 km per hour and returns the starting point at a speed of 60 km per hour. What is the average speed? So see here, a person is traveling from A to B and B to A. So it is already we know the formula, that is 2xy divided by x plus y. So how much you are going to get here? 40 plus 600, 2 zeros cancel, 2 4s are 8, 8 6 are 48. So 48 kilometer per hour will be the average speed. Next, question number 6. In question number 6, see, you have two questions. The first one, let me answer. See, a person travel first 1/4 of his journey at 80 km per hour and the remaining at 60 km per hour. If he covers a total distance of 260 km per hour, then find his average speed over the journey. I already gave you a formula. If the total distance is covered in the ratio m is to n with the speeds of x and y, then the average speed is given by m plus n into xy divided by my plus nx. This is the formula which we covered in our foundation sheet. Here 1/4 at 80 km per hour and the remaining at 60 km per hour. So m is to n is 1 is to 3, x is to y is 80 and 60. So m plus n, 1 plus 3, 4 into xy, 80 into 60 divided by my. My means 1 into 60, 60 plus n into x, 3 into 80, 240. 240 plus 60, 300. 65s are 300. 5 16s are 80. So 4 into 16 would be 64 km per hour. 64 km per hour. I hope it is clear. Now next, in the above problem, A travels the first 1/4 at 80 km per hour and the remaining at 60 km per hour. What is his average speed over the entire journey? A person travels the first 1/4 of his journey at 80 km per hour and the remaining at 60 km per hour. If he covers a total distance of 260 km, find his average speed. So in the above problem, if A travels the first 1/4, the same thing is given here. The first 1/4 of his distance at 80 km per hour and the remaining, same question, man, there is no difference. So it is the only question, so there is no difference. Next, see here, next one, question number 7. Question number 7. A person covers a distance in the following manner. He covers the first half of the distance at 50 km per hour, 40% of the remaining at 40 km per hour and the remaining distance at 100 km per hour. I am considering the total distance as 100 I am taking the total distance as 100, the first half at 50 kilometer per hour. So see, average speed is nothing but total distance by total time. If you see here, if D is the total distance, half of the distance, D by 2 at 50 kilometer per hour, D by 2 at 50 kilometer per hour to cover, this is the time taken. 40% of the remaining, 40% means 2/5. 2/5 of the remaining, 2/5 of the remaining D by 2 at 40 kilometer per hour. Okay, then the remaining would be how much? 3/5 of the remaining D by 2 at a speed of 60 kilometer per hour. If you simplify this, D is cancelled throughout, and what you are going to get, the total average speed you are going to get as 50 kilometer per hour. 50 kilometer per hour you are going to get. So answer is 50 kilometer per hour. Next, question number 8. See here. The following graph shows the relationship between speed and time of a moving car. Find the average speed of the car in the first 30 seconds. 10 seconds, next 10 seconds, next 10 seconds. So here, see how you get the average speed. Average speed is nothing but total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. And how do you get total distance? Total distance is equal to what? Distance is equal to speed into time. Speed into time. Speed and time product. Please see here. So the area of the graph. You need the area of this graph. So the total distance is equal to area of the graph. This is the graph. Yes or no? This area will give you the distance. Area of the graph will be 10 into 20. Yes or no? 10 into half of 10 into 20 because it is a triangle. Then it's a rectangle plus 10 into 20 plus again this is a triangle 10 into 20 by 2, half of base into height, right? So how much you are going to get? 200 plus 100 plus 100, which is 400 is the distance. 400 is the distance. 400 meters the distance. And it is asked for average speed. Average speed means what? Total distance 400 divided by total time 30. 400 by 30, which is 13.33 meter per second. 13.33 meter per second is the average speed here. I hope it is clear. Then question number 9. X and Y are two stations 630 kilometer apart. P starts from X and move towards Y at a speed of 90 km per hour. Q starts from Y at the same time and moves towards X at 120 km per hour. Find the extra distance traveled by Q when they meet. Please see here, this is point X, this is point Y. These two are 630 km apart. Okay, and P starts from X with a speed of 90 km per hour. And Q starts at a speed of 120 km per hour. So how much time will it take for both of them to pass each other? Time is equal to distance by speed, relative speed, 90 plus 110, 90 plus 120, 210, which is, it takes 3 hours. It takes 3 hours. So, if they are traveling each for 1 hour, there is a distance of how much? 120 minus 90, 90, 30 kilometer distance will be deferred if they travel for 1 hour. But they are meeting after 3 hours. By the time they meet, there is a distance of 3 into 30, which is 90 kilometers in their journey. So this will travel 90 kilometer more than this. Okay. So Q will travel 90 kilometers more than P when they meet each other. I hope it is clear. Next, question number 10. Train X started from town A towards town B at 6 a.m. and reached at 2 p.m. Train Y started B towards A at 7 a.m. and reached 3 p.m. At what time did both the trains cross each other? So, if you observe here clearly, the first train is taking 8 hours. The second train is also taking 8 hours. So, by the time the first train started, second train started at 7 a.m. The first train already covered 1 hour. So, more 7 hours. More 7 hours is remaining. By the time the second train started from Y, 7 hours journey is remaining for the first train which has started from X. Now, both are traveling with equal speed. So, from 7 a.m., it has how much distance is remaining? 7 hours traveling distance. Now, both have started moving. So, this has to move 3.5 hours, this has to move 3.5 hours, thereby 7 by 2, that is 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours from 7 a.m. 3.5 hours from 7 a.m. means at 10:30 a.m. At 10:30 a.m. both the trains will cross each other. Okay. Next. Question number 11. Question number 11. A train P leaves a station at 4 a.m. and reaches station B at 8 a.m. Another train Q leaves station B at 5 a.m. and reaches us at 11 a.m. So it is taking 4 hours. It is taking how much? 5 to 11. 6 hours. 4 and 6. LCM is how much? 12. I am taking the total distance as some 120. I am taking the total distance as 120. Thereby, the speed of first train, okay, is distance by time, which is 30 km per hour. And speed of second train Q, distance by time, 20 km per hour. So, it started from A, this is 120 kilometer. So, this is A, this is B. Now, both are moving in the opposite directions. So, how much time will it take? Please observe here. So, a train P leaves station A at 4 a.m. At 4 a.m. Another P leaves B at 5 a.m. So, by 5 a.m., the first train already traveled 1 hour for 30 kilometers. So, the relative distance at 5 a.m. would be 90 kilometers. So, how much time will it take? For both the trains to cover this 90 kilometers? So, 90 to pass each other means 90 divided by relative speed. 30 plus 20, 50. So 90 by 50 is how much? 90 by 50 is 1.8 hours. Means 1.8 hours. 1.8 hours. 1.8 hours. So 1 hour, 0.8 hours means 0.8 into 60, 48 minutes. So 1 hour 48 minutes. At what time do both the trains meet? Means from 5 a.m. it takes 1 hour 48 minutes. Means at 6:48 at 6:48 a.m. At 6:48 a.m. both the trains will meet. I hope it is clear. Next, question number 12. Question number 12. A and B start walking simultaneously from point P towards Q. A and B start walking simultaneously from point P towards Q. The ratio of the speeds of A and B is 7:1. After reaching Q, A starts walking back towards P and meets B. If PQ is equal to 200 meter, this distance is given as 200 meter. Okay, so what is happening here? From this place to this place, A is going and then meeting B, and then meeting B here, meeting B here. So this is the meeting place. So this is the distance covered by A. This total is the distance covered by A. Okay, this is the distance covered by B. Okay, now if you see here, A is covering this much, B is covering this much. So the total distance is how much here? 400 or not? Total distance is 400. So 400. Please understand the total distance is 400. Now please understand here the ratio of the speeds is 7:8. The ratio of the speeds is 7:1. 7:1. The ratio of the speeds is 7:1 means speeds is 7:1. So see here this is a case where time is constant because see in the same time when B travels from here to here, A is reaching here and returning here. So time is constant. Therefore, the ratio of the distances covered by A and B, distances covered by A and B is in the ratio of their speeds. Okay. So here the total distance is 400. 200 plus 200. A is going here and returning here. B is traveling here. So this total is 200 plus 200, 400. Out of this 400, A has to cover 7 parts, B has to cover 1 part. Thereby 8 parts is 400, 1 part is 50 and 7 parts is 350. So they meet at a distance of, so B has to cover how much? 50 kilometer. Then find the distance of the meeting point from P. This is P, this is Q. So here from P it is how much? B is covering only 50 kilometers. This is 50 kilometer only. So the answer is 50 kilometer from point P. Both A and B are meeting. So answer is 50. Then question number 13. Lucky is a thief. He steals a TV from the house of Batra and escapes on his Activa at 6 a.m. at a speed of 40 km per hour. At 8 a.m. Batra realizes that there had been a burglary and immediately starts chasing Lucky on his Shine at a speed of 60 km per hour. Okay, the first speed is 40 km per hour. So at what time will Batra catch the thief? Time is equal to, see, one is at 6 a.m., the other is at 8 a.m. In these 2 hours, the thief already traveled for 2 hours, 2 into 40, 80 kilometers. Now Batra started with a speed of 60 km per hour. Time is equal to distance by speed. Both are traveling in the same direction. So we subtract 60 minus 40. Time is equal to relative distance by relative speed. So thereby it takes 80 by 20, which is 4 hours. So it takes 4 hours from 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. it takes 4 hours. Thereby at 12 p.m., at 12 noon, the thief will be caught. What is the distance covered by Lucky before he was caught? So from 8 a.m. it is taking 4 hours, right? So thereby at what time what is the distance covered by Lucky before he was caught? So distance covered by him in how much time? So 6 a.m. to 12. 6 a.m. to 12 noon, which is 6 hours. In 6 hours, with a speed of 40, he can cover 240 kilometer. So 240 kilometer is the distance covered by the thief Lucky. Right? Now next, question number 14. Ram and Shyam started simultaneously from towns R and S respectively. Each of them traveled towards the starting point of the other. After crossing each other, Ram and Shyam took 40 minutes and 90 minutes respectively to reach their destinations. Find the time taken by them to meet each other. Please understand here what is given. See, Ram and Shyam started simultaneously from R and S respectively. Each of them traveled towards each other starting point of the other. After crossing each other, Ram and Shyam took 40 minutes and 90 minutes. So this is the time taken by Shyam to reach this place. How much? 90 minutes. And this is the time taken by Ram to reach. How much? 40 minutes. Now find the time taken by them to meet each other. So like the speeds of Ram and Shyam are some R and S. R and S. And like this meeting point be some M. Okay. This RM would be speed of Ram into time taken. Okay. And next, it is nothing but this RM is nothing but speed of Shyam. For him, it is taking 90 minutes, right? So from this RT is equal to 90s. Similarly, MS is nothing but S into T with the speed of S. They are meeting together in T time. So it is with R speed in 40 minutes. So what you get now? RT is equal to S into 90. ST is equal to R into 40. So what I am doing is, this is the first equation, this is the second equation. I am multiplying these two. First equation, second equation, if I multiply RS into T square, T into T. So I will get RS into 90 into 40, 3600. So RS cancel, thereby I will get T as 60. So answer is 60. Find the time taken by them to meet each other. So answer is 60 minutes. Next, Manish and Sheetal start. Manish and Sheetal start running simultaneously from P and Q towards Q and P respectively. They meet each other after a certain time. The same thing here. After how much time they are meeting means directly you can apply shortcut here. Root over this is T1, this is T2, root over T1 into T2, which is root over 90 into 40, which you got as 60 in our question, in our previous question. The same way here, they meet each other after a certain time. Thereafter, Manish and Sheetal takes 16 seconds and 25 seconds to reach their respective destinations. So now what would be the time after which they meet? It is equal to root over 16 into 25. That is nothing but 4 into 5, 20. So after 20 seconds they are going to meet. So it is given that Manish's speed was 12 meter per second. Manish's speed was 12 meter per second. Thereby the distance between P and Q, the distance between P and Q is how much? 12 into 36. 12 into 36. 20 plus 16, 36. 12 into 36 is how much? Is 432. So answer is 432 meters. Okay. 432 meters. I hope it is clear. The same case, the previous one. Manish and Sheetal. Manish starting from here and Sheetal starting from here. Okay. And they are meeting. After meeting, Manish is taking 16 minutes, 16 seconds. After meeting, Sheetal is taking how much? 25 seconds. And we have calculated after how much time they are meeting? 20 seconds. So this time and this time is 20 seconds. 20 plus 16, 36 seconds. It will take for Manish to travel the entire distance PQ. Thereby PQ is equal to Manish speed is 12 and the total time taken is 20 plus 16, 36. 36 into 12 is 432. So answer is 432. Next question number 17. 16 or 17? Question number 16. A train takes 20 seconds to cross a 100-meter long bridge. It takes 30 seconds to cross 200-meter long bridge. So find the time taken. Find the time taken. Find the time taken to pass an electric pole. So it is nothing but see a train takes 20 seconds. So what you understand, to cross 100-meter long bridge, it is taking 20 seconds. To cross 200-meter long bridge, it is taking 30 seconds. So to cross another 100 meters, it is taking another 10 seconds. So the train takes 10 seconds to cross the second bridge than it takes to cross the first bridge. The second bridge is 100 meters longer than the first bridge. So from these two inferences, it can be followed that the train takes 10 seconds. The train takes 10 seconds to travel 100 meters. 100 meters. The train takes 10 seconds to travel 100 meters. Then find the time taken by the train to pass the electric pole. To pass the electric pole. To pass the electric pole, it has to cover its own length. It has to cover own length, that is 10 seconds. That is how much? 10 seconds is the answer. Now next. Two trains of length 150 meter each take 6 seconds to cross each other when they are traveling in opposite directions and 30 seconds to cross each other when they are traveling in the same direction. Find the speed of the faster train. Speed of the faster train. If you see here, speed of the faster train is S1. Speed of the slower train is S2. Okay. When they are traveling in the same direction or in the opposite direction, the distance covered is equal to sum of the lengths of both the trains, which is 300. 300 is equal to, when they are traveling in the opposite directions, relative speed into time taken is 6. So from this I got S1 plus S2 is equal to 300 by 6, which is 50. Similarly, when they are moving in the same direction, 300 is equal to relative speed S1 minus S2, it has taken 30 seconds. Thereby the relative here S1 minus S2 is equal to how much? 10. So from this S1 is equal to 60 by 2, which is 30, and S2 would be 20. Okay, so speed of the faster train is how much? 30 kilometer per hour. 30 kilometer per hour is the speed of 30. It is given. It is not given in kilometers per hour. It is given in meters and seconds. It is given in meters and seconds. Thereby 30 meters per second. It is 20 meters per second. Done. Now next. Question number 18. Question number 18. A 300 meter long train traveling at 108 kilometer per hour crosses a driver of slower train which is 200 meter long and traveling in the opposite direction in 6 seconds. Find the time taken by the two trains to cross each other if they are traveling in the same direction. Please see here a 300 meter long train traveling at 108 kilometer per hour. 108 kilometer per hour convert into meters per second. So 18 6 which is 30 meters per second. Okay, 30 meters per second. So to crosses the driver, a man in the other train which is 200 meter long. So when a train passes a man in the other train, the distance covered is equal to the length of the faster train. The length of the faster train, which is 300 meter. Here speed means what here this person's speed is 30 and this speed, both are moving in the opposite direction. Second speed is not known. And what is the time taken? 6. So 650s are 300. Thereby S2 would be 50 minus 30, which is 20 meters per second. In terms of kilometer per hour, 20 into 18 by 5, which is equal to 72 kilometer per hour. 72 kilometer per hour. Now, find the time taken by the two trains to cross each other if they travel in the same direction. If they travel in the same direction, time is equal to distance. Distance means sum of the lengths of both the trains. 300 plus 200. By speed means both are traveling in the same direction. So we have to subtract. One is 30, the other is 20. 30 minus 20. 500 by 10, which is 50 seconds. It takes 50 seconds. So answer is 50 seconds. Next, question number 19. Two trains T1 and T2 of the same length are moving in the opposite directions. T1 and T2 cross an electric pole in 4 seconds and 6 seconds respectively. So if the speed of T1 and T1 is 90 km per hour, the speed of T2 would be. So please see here 4 and 6. 4 and 6 means 1.5 times. So the ratio is 2:3. And here the speed of train 1 is, please see here, two trains T1 and T2 are of the same length and are moving in the opposite directions. T1 and T2 cross an electric pole in 4 seconds and 6 seconds respectively. So the distances covered are same. Thereby, what is asked here, if the speed two trains T1 and T2 cross an electric pole in 4 seconds, if the speed of the T1 is 90 km per hour, then find the speed of T2. Please understand here, this 2 parts is 90. 2 parts is, what you understand, if the length of each train is L, because both trains are of same length, right? The lengths of each train is L, the speed of the first and the second train, the speed of the first train and second train, let us say some X and 90 kilometer per hour, and they take some, how much, 4 seconds and 6 seconds respectively to cross the man. It is given that the first is 1.5 times as that of the second. Thereby, if it is 90 kilometer per hour, it would be how much? It would be, if 2 parts is 90, then 3 parts would be 135. So 135. 135 is the answer. 135 is the answer. 135 is the answer. So answer is 135. The last question. Question number 20. Question number 20. Every day an aircraft starts from country X at 8 a.m. and reaches country Y at 10 a.m. Okay. Country X standard time, country Y standard time on the same day. It halts there for 4 hours and flies back to country X, reaching country X at 4 p.m. country X standard time. If the distance between the countries is 1000 kilometer, find the average speed of the aircraft. So please understand here, aircraft starts at 8 a.m. from country X and finally returns at 4 p.m. on the same day. So these two timings can be used, right? Therefore, the craft took a total time of how much? 8 to 4 means total it has taken 8 hours. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is how much? 8 hours. Now from these 8 hours, we can subtract 4 hours. We can subtract 4 hours because it is the halt time. It is the halt time. So it was in the sky for how much time? It is the halt time. So it is in the sky for 4 hours. So in the sky, the aircraft is there for 4 hours. In 4 hours, it covered 1000 and 1000. 2000 kilometer it can cover in 4 hours. Thereby, the average speed is equal to total distance by total flight time is 500 kilometer per hour. So answer is 500 kilometer per hour. I hope all the questions are clear. If you have any kind of doubt, once again watch the video, and still if you find difficulty, you can just keep a comment. We will reply to it and we will try to resolve it. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. I will again come with one more video in the next session. Thank you.